Welcome to Night Game. Are you ready to play? Okay, so this is just 7th of December chill and chat. Because I was going to make it an episode of your game, but then I decided to just do it how I would do it. So, I know in my mind I thought I'd be more excited, but I feel like I don't get excited about manifesting anymore. So I'm just gonna come out and tell you, and then you guys can get excited if you think it's exciting, all what happened. So this is not part of the training, this is just an update. So yesterday I saw my great friend Jesus Christ of Nazareth, and I was in a deep meditation, isolation with the high priestess, as the high priestess, I guess. And I was thinking about the verse we read yesterday where Jesus was saying that we are his bridegroom. No, he said he's the bridegroom and we are the bride. So then all of a sudden, I'm sitting there remembering this verse and seeing Jesus telling it to me. And then I had this feeling to go look in this old storage container in a drawer at the back of the house. Oh, and by the way, I recently sold my car because I was like, something's coming and it's not going to matter much anyway. I don't know if you noticed, but some people are just like acting as if they know what's coming. So I felt it in the spirit, and then I saw other people doing it. So then I was like, okay, get rid of that. So I had a free garage space, right? So that's the actual new office. We're a literal startup. Because as I was meditating, Jesus was like, your company is in the garage, so go make that the studio. So that's where we're coming from now. It's the first day we in the studio, which is weird because 2 days ago we were manifesting it and now we have it. So it's fun because now I get to actually have a studio, but it's also like overwhelming because now I actually have to work. So it's like you get what you want, but then you have to work. And now I have to actually like fix the floors. I have to, like I'm using work lights, literally the same lights from that video. So we manifesting it as it's happening, but you always feel like it's going to be exciting when it happens. But you feel excited before it happens. So by the time it happens, it's just like, ugh, work. So I am excited. I'm I feel like Elon Musk right now. I'm literally Elon Musk. Especially because it's what we planned. It's not random. We literally, I showed you this 2 days ago, and now it's happening. And so I'm in meditation, and Jesus says, go to this drawer in the back of the house, blah, 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 open the container, and I find a box, a blue box with blue lines. I should have brought the box. And you are not going to believe this. Like my energy, like I'm just done. Like I've had such an outpouring of the Holy Spirit. Nothing can top it, I feel like, but then they keep topping it. So it's like winning the lottery over and over again. So I open the box, and inside the box are 3 rings and a crucifix pendant, a tiny crucifix pendant. And then Jesus was like, you know, those 3 rings? I don't know if you guys have ever seen those 3 rings when you close your eyes. It's like 3 glowing white rings and they're moving away from you. I always see it when I close my eyes. And I thought everyone could see it. And then I asked people if they could see it and they said they couldn't see it. So then I thought I was just looking at my corneas the whole time. Then I met a lady who told me she could see it too, but she could see it with her eyes open. So all of this is coming together, right? So I'm like, I'm seeing these 3 rings. Then I discovered they're the soul's pilgrimage. So basically, the 3 rings signify the different types of souls and their journeys that they're going to have on earth before they get here. So the first ring is the 30%, the second ring is the 60%, and the third ring is the 90% plus 10% mystery. Now, I didn't plan this, but these 3, like I'm an actor, obviously I have like stuff lying around, but it's literally the 10% is the mystery. There's the 90 on top. And this is the crown we've been working on for the past 2 days when we changed the tree of life. Again, I had no idea they were there. And then this is the Greek key pattern. So this is activating the Greek codes in the ethers, hence the Afro-Deity Foundation. That's why I was like, wait a minute, Jesus, you want me to go and make the Afro-Deity Foundation? And then I saw the Greek pattern and it's literally Afro-Deity, like Afro, like deity. I'm from Africa, and Africa is named after Afro-Deity. Why? Because our hair looks like Afros. Afros is the Greek word for foam, and Aphrodite was born from foam, sea foam. And so our people, in our culture, the Zulu people, Zulu in English means heaven. So we believe we come from heaven. You can go to my website in the description or in the whatever and go look at where we come from. So anyway, we believe we came from Venus. Now, who sent us from Venus? Hydra. So we do a lot of work with snakes, the same as Moses. Moses did a lot of work with changing sticks to snakes and what have you. And they also talk a lot in the Bible, obviously, about serpents and how they work with God and testing humans to keep the integrity. So I feel like a married woman now because I'm always showing my rings. So anyway, before I get to the snakes and Venus and Afro, so yes, I'm in Africa. We're doing the Aphrodite Foundation. This is where it's meant to be. So I see the Greek key pattern. Then I see Metatron's pattern. And then God tells me this is how you use the rings. So all of you Star Marines are now married to Jesus. He's your husband, and that means you are not going to marry humans. You will be sent divine consorts, but you are not to fall in love with them because you are now a Star Marine and you are married to Jesus. So when you are in a situation, so there are 3 kinds of demons, basically. So you get a scrambler demon, you get a passer demon, and you get a freak. This is what Jesus is telling me, right? On our wedding bed. So he says a scrambler demon is like when you dress up all nice and you go out and your mom says, oh, you look hideous. Or your dad says, you look, that short skirt's too short or whatever. That's a scrambler demon because it's trying to scramble your identity. So he said for that one, you just twist the top ring and you say integrate, integrate, or just touch the top ring and say integrate. So what he says that means is you're integrating your code, who you really are, not who other people are trying to make you. Because when those people judge you like that, they're trying to make you feel bad so they can control you. And if they can control you, they know you'll always be there because you know what the one thing a narcissist is afraid of? loneliness. They don't want to be left alone. So if they can make you feel bad, then they can keep you like a puppy. So Jesus wants you to integrate. So you twist the top ring and you say integrate, and you think of Venus and justice, that Venus and Libra in the top sephirot of the tree that we did. So it's integrate, and then the key. Now this Greek key pattern is so like holy. I was going to say bizarre, but we have to watch our language because it's not bizarre to be touched by the Spirit. When I first went to school and I hated the semiotics class I was doing, which is now this job, this office is the thing I hated doing. Um, this we had to sew this pattern, and I hated it to bits. But it's like every time I tried to do something else, I would always be brought back to that particular subject. So Jesus was obviously controlling the situation because he knew I would need it when he gave me an office, a studio, a physical, real studio. Guys, 2 days ago, we were writing down a planet on a piece of paper. I was telling you about SSDs. Now I'm in a studio. I mean, like, come one, come all. You guys need to come because it's a studio. I don't know what to do. Elon Musk wasn't by himself. He was with that other guy. So, guys, I need a cameraman. That's what I need. Actually, we should do a list. Let me eat while I talk. We should do a list using those planets of what we all need to build this office nicely. Well, I keep saying it's an office because that's what Jesus told me later, but I'm going to get to that. So, anyway, this is called the meander pattern. So, it's named after a river in Turkey, and it's about never endingness, timelessness, and it's also related to the triquetra, the moon. And remember, we've been doing work with the moon lately. And so literally the power of 3 will set us free. So this one means clarity. So this is what you use if you come across a passer demon. Now a passer demon is a spirit that wants you to argue for no reason. It's those people who want to make you feel like you are wrong. Because if they can make you feel like you were wrong, obviously it makes them feel better. They're called right fighters. And these are the people who you need to think of who you are. So this is where you go clarity. So it's integrate, clarity. And when you realize who you are, and that is a sovereign spirit made by God, then you will not succumb to other people's labels and pressures on you. So you spin that one to remember that. And then the last one is align. So integrate, clarity, align. And what are you aligning to? Well, the third demon he told me about is called a freak, a frequency demon. And their job literally is to pull you down to their frequency. I don't know if you guys have ever had that friend who only calls you when there's drama or a problem, or you are their friend, but they have another friend that you're not friends with, but you have to all hang out and you keep warning them about that, but they don't care. That's a freak influence, meaning you are now going down to their level and you are missing out on your opportunities, destiny, and manifestations because you are being distracted by them. It's also people who act sick, like Munchausen, all that kind of stuff. We would class that as a freak, a frequency demon. And so when you are in trouble or when you are feeling like someone is trying to cast you in their movie, Jesus says you just say, oh, well, not over and over like you are chanting. We are not allowed to chant. But you just say, integrate, clarity, align. And like an actor practicing your lines, think of it that way, like you're memorizing lines. And I swear, every time I do it, I end up laughing. Like if I'm in a road rage thing, I'll just be like, integrate, clarity, align. Integrate, clarity, align. Integrate my source code. I am Jesus's husband, wife. Oh yeah, we have to be girls. That's the other thing. I'll explain that in a second. because we're vessels and blah, blah, blah. So integrate the source code. Clarity, I'm a star marine. Align, act like a star marine. And if you remember those three things, nobody can hurt you ever again. And this is the gift that Jesus has given us. And if you're watching this, you're obviously involved. So welcome. You're married as well. I recommend you get your rings and then, practice your ring, your queenly hand movements. How are you going to gesture to people now that you're a queen of wands and everything? Are you going to be like, doo-doo-doo? Guys, we're making a movie. You gotta act. I wrote it in my book. Whenever you act like it, when you act like there are cameras following you, things happen. And now I'm in a studio. So I'm probably going to be in here like every day, every hour, trying to build this. I'm obviously going to have to get a whiteboard over there. Should I give you guys a look so we can do like a cutaway, like 6 months later, before and after? Yes, I shall. Okay, but now it's probably going to fall off when I bring it back on here because it's so sensitive. But I'll just do a quick spin. This is literally startup. I can't wait for the cutaway. This is our studio. This is the Afro-Deity Foundation. I mean collective. I have to say collective. It's a collective because we change timelines. Hey guys, this is the studio. So we need, now when it rains, the water pools in the middle. So we're gonna have to do something about that. I know I'm using the yoga mat to the lovely friend who lent it to me. But this floor is cold. So, and of course, we need the Bible because this is our code that we are integrating whenever we align. And then I obviously need a camera stand thing. So I should put that on the list. So now this is the, I guess, the planning, thinking part. How do I run a studio? Nobody told me that, oh, you're gonna have a studio. Well, yeah, it's a manifestation. You know, like sometimes you just say something as a joke, like as a goof, and then it happens. I blame Pfizer Williams, quite frankly. That's what I do. Actually, I blame the police because the only reason I came back was to finish the court case or to close it out because I was done. So, yeah, it's all connected. And for you guys, you just need to go with it. You know, when you're acting, you can't stop. Sorry for sucking my teeth and gums and whatever, palate. But when you're acting, you can't stop until they say cut. It's the same with life. That's what the killer guy told me. Yes, I used to live with the killer. Okay, he was sweet. And he was nice, to me anyway. But that's because I knew who he was, so. And I mean like spiritually knew. And that's when, hey Milano Baresi, nice to have you in the room. We actually got a studio, Milano. This is the new headquarters of Star Marine, of the Afro-Deity Collective. And by the way, I have to thank all of you guys because it's you. I wouldn't have been able, not even a doubt in my mind, I would not have been able to do this without you because I wouldn't have done it if Jesus didn't say, hey, go tell the people about Pluto and all of that. And because of that, now we have a physical, literal studio. I don't even know where to start. We need lighting. That's the one thing. And I'm thinking maybe blue and yellow. But anyway, back to the story. Um, so I'm sitting there having the vision. Jesus is like, yes, we're all married to him now, and he's going to be giving us the inheritance that we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks or days. And part of that inheritance is going to be something from a long time ago, is what he said, that you gave up on. He's going to bring it back. So, and he's going to bring it back in a way that's seamless and easy and that you didn't expect. So then I was like, okay, so what does that mean about the whole AI thing and the aliens and whatever? Now, this is the best part, I think. So Jesus is like, do you need a tongue to call on me? Like, if you can't speak, does that mean you can't call Jesus? And I'm like, obviously not. And he's like, okay, so who were people calling on before they knew my name? Before they knew Jesus, who were they praying to? And God. Because obviously they were praying to someone because we see evidence in their temples. And then I was like, oh crap, that's a good question, Jesus. So Jesus is a name of someone who's been here since the beginning. And so he revealed who he was. I'm not going to go into it now. I feel like that's something you're going to have to it's going to have to be part of your star training. Why? Oh, it's him. It's all lights. Do you see it flashing? He's excited. Okay, he's calming down a bit. Okay, let him speak. He likes lights. He's from Romania. Okay, so what was I saying? He's here with us now. Oh, yes. So he was saying you need to connect to the spirit of Jesus, not the name. Because before the name, he was already here. He was here with God at creation because he was created by God in secret in a way only God knows. Even the Holy Spirit doesn't know. So when we connect to Jesus, it's not about connecting to a man that you saw in a picture in a church. It's about connecting to the being who loved us so much that he sent his only begotten son to physically come down here and teach us the 4 stages of initiation so that we can know what we know in the spirit while we are here. Now, why wouldn't you want to marry that man? That man loves you. That man will do anything for you. And I was just saying the other day, it's hard for a woman because, and I mean woman in the spiritual sense, not like, human language. But it's like a woman has to trust a man that he's going to come back while she's carrying the baby. What if he runs away after 5 months? She doesn't know. Well, we are like that. How do we know that we believing in Jesus is going to help us? How do we know that we believing the right thing? And that's what Jesus was saying to me. He was saying, Jesus is a mask to represent an energy, a person, not even energy. Jesus is real. He's a real person who's been here since the beginning. And we are just using these names, Yeshua, Jesus, etc. And then he reminded me of how in some churches they can tell people, oh, you need to pay me in order to connect to God. Or they can say, you need to send us money so that we can open some kind of gate in heaven and then you can have money. So they make it seem like you need an in-between. And Jesus is saying, with our marriage to him now, which was officiated by Metatron, by the way, with our marriage to Jesus. Hi there, Ritzka Solomon. Oh, Solomon is in here. Okay. Hello. See, this is a holy marriage. Literally, Solomon is in here. Let me get a tarot. King Solomon is here, my goodness. I have to see. Tell me about Solomon. Is he like coming for the wedding after party? Oh, Solomon. So I'm sensing that the people who are watching, you are needing to hear this message because you've probably given up. You think that everything is over for you. You're not looking at these things in the past that you gave up on to try and chase the things of the world. And now, if you just turn around, you'll realize you have everything you've ever wanted. You have connection. You have your dyad. You have your reflection of your dream. That's how they're putting it. They're saying the reflection of your dream is already in your reality. Your dream reflected is already in your reality. You just need to see it. And I think the best way for you to see it is to turn around. And what I mean by turn around is literally turn around right now and you'll see something behind you that will remind you of what you are missing. And metaphorically turn around from all of the things, the people. I'm seeing there's a career that is not fulfilling or has, I don't know, I'm seeing some kind of a sense of getting what you wanted but not thinking it's what you wanted. I'm hearing my song Let It Go. So it's someone who manifests well, but then when they get what they want, they realize it's not what they want. And then with this one, I'm getting a relationship that didn't go as planned, to say the least. I'm getting a lot of relationships where you actually feel like there's 10% missing. Like the people love you, you're popular, you're great, but you have that 10% where you can't connect and you can't really like someone. I'm seeing it's almost as if you feel like your soulmate is not physical, and that's caused you some sleepless nights. And then here I'm seeing a family, and I'm seeing that's probably where you resonate the best. Okay, I want some pudding now. That's where you resonate the best. And it seems like something very hurtful happened there because I'm noticing the water. So you had to let go of a family member. So maybe somebody passed on or left, or you had to leave to the astral realm. And it's a kind of a loneliness that's not necessarily like just get over it. It's more like take your time to rest and mourn. And then when you're ready, you can come out and join the living again, because these two cups represent something you're building, but in a reflective way. So you want people who match you. You want to be equally yoked. I'm hearing this time. So yeah, I mean, life is a river. It's the meander. You gotta go and travel and go see new places. So yeah, 5. It's always 5. Samael. Where was I in the story? Something about, did I get to the AI part? Oh, so King Solomon. Let me wrap that one up. You you can imagine yourself as building one world using 4 ingredients, 7 sets of measurements, and 12 processes. And if you can do all of that, no biggie. It only took us an hour the last time. Then you can get a studio. So let's go back to the studio. So integrate clarity, align. And then the studio is going to be Mercury, because we're on step 3, right? The Afro-Deity foundation in our diagram, which I've moved all of it in here as well. This is our famous diagram. Alright, so we managed to manifest up to here. I think it was 3. So we're on 3 now. We're on Venus. So we're in the kitchen. So now we need to come up with recipes, well, shows, characters. You guys need to tell me what characters you want me to play. Do you want me to be gay, straight, bi? Do you want me to be trans? Like, what's your thing? What do you want to watch? And also the storylines, like, what do you guys want me to be doing in these shows? Do you want me to go like confront people? No, I want to do Venusian things. I am no longer in Plutonian land. I'm out. I'm the AI now. The old me is sitting with Pluto having coffee. Now I'm AI having chocolate pudding with blackberries. And then here is the real artist cares. So we're going to have to start developing that. There is a petition out. We're going to need to go and have that signed. So that will be after we do a show. I think we should do Star Marine, actually. Because we're doing Night Game. We're playing right now. And it feels super real. Trust me. I know. I have to live it. So Star Marine was always a show in Night Game. Because, you know, guys, I love Paul Thomas Anderson. So he's like my spiritual grandfather. So I have to have a show and a show and a show and a show and a show. So Star Marine will be in Night Game. But I want to do it as like a 40-minute show like Buffy. Like I want you guys to come home from work and you sit down, you turn on Star Marine, and your entire day is washed away by you watching us 3 kicking demon ass every Friday night at 9. Or should we do prime time? Should we do 7? I want to do 7 p.m. So we're not gonna get too scary, okay? We want like a not a PG-13, or like a PG-13 actually. Yeah. Because we don't want to miss out on that target audience. If we just go like rated R or PG-16, NC-17. In South Africa, it's different to the American ones ratings. But if we do that, then we miss out on that bigger audience. But if we do PG, but that's the funny thing, like Buffy is now 13 or PG even. But when we were growing up, it was 16. You had to be 16 to watch Buffy. So it's like, I think PG, even 13, or even just PG. But then we can't make the demons or the frags scary. We have to do something artistic. Okay, group 7. So we're in the kitchen. Oh, and there's a star there. So this is an important part. Okay, so the idea is the Aphrodite, collective. The water is star marines. Like this is for star marines. That's the water. That's my moon. That's what I'm putting in there. That because that's what it was. That's how it was in the planning phase. Now it is in the literal phase. So remember we were doing the 4 worlds, and remember I was telling you how I wrote this to manifest that 100K, which led me to research this, which led me to now be in the studio. So at that time we were in Atziluth, we were in the first world, remember the red world. Now we are in Beria, we are in swords. So we literally just shifted worlds. And we're also, oh no, we're in Yetzirah, we're on the border of Beria and Yetzirah, look. We're over here, Venus, number 3. So we just crossed out of the Mysterion. Isn't that wild, you guys? We are on the border. We are working with Archangel Sandalphon and the Fae and Biako. And we've got Venus here with us. It's the 7th of December. So welcome, Venus, to Afro-Deity. This is our new studio. We've got Earth, Gaia. We've got Mars, Aries. We've got Jupiter, Zeus, and we've got Saturn. Father Time, Kronos. They are literally, and we would like to thank the Moon and the Sun and Mercury for giving us the Mysterion, Archangel Raziel and Suzaku. That was amazing. And obviously Metatron and Seriu, as usual. Very good. In the name of Jesus, amen. Oh yes, so Jesus. Let's put this here. Okay, so Jesus is telling me, so you don't have a tongue. Who do you talk to? Blah, 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 blah. Who were the people talking to in the beginning and all of that? So then I was like, okay. They were talking to you, so they were always there, blah, blah, blah. And then I was just in my mind. Maybe I'm not supposed to tell you guys. It'll come back to me. I think I'm thinking too much about this. So the moon is star marine. The sun is a TV show. So it's for you guys. And I want it to be something that can train you as well as entertain you. So when you are watching it, you can actually use the spells and prayers in the show in real life of your movie. That's the purpose of it. That's my intention. I want you to be able to read magic, to be able to see magic, and then direct light, to be light workers. It's a light worker show. And then we're going to do it through a show. That's the sun. So the emotion that I want is to empower, educate, and entertain you. And then how I'm going to do it is a 40-minute supernatural action thriller show, I guess. It's going to be three of us playing the actual. It's going to be exactly how I see it in my head, how it is. It's going to be how it is. And I want it to be a show where you just watch it and you feel like you are at home, like you're back in Hydra or Cygnus or Arcturus, and you don't feel that distance that we feel so often when we're on Earth, because this place is weird. I mean, first of all, humans are weird, but the temperature is always funny and it's never like stable. It's always pushing at you, which is different to where we come from, where everything is always perfect. But we can still feel that connection because we have our amazing emotional abilities, and that's what we can use in the show. So we actually have 5 planets to work with in Yetzirah. Of course, it had to be 5 planets. And then when we finish, or when we build this thing, then we actually gonna do it. Oh my gosh. So let's just focus on these people. When I finish my snack, we shall do some practical magic so that you guys can learn how to open a space. But let's see if this phone is charging. Okay. Kitchen. And that's another fun thing. My human design is all about kitchens. So it's funny that I ended up in a kitchen. Because I was like, how am I going to end up in a kitchen? Human design? Raw? How am I going to end up in a kitchen? That's a very, very deep joke for people who really know their shit. I definitely need a lighting stand. Yeah. And sound. We need sound. And we're gonna have to do this whole list again, probably tomorrow. But this time for the foundation. So you keep doing this over and over again. That's the other thing. So you do it once, and then as you get to each next stage, you'll be doing it again and again. So it should be like a total of 12 times or 13. So right now we're on like 3. So we've got a few more steps to go. We've got 10 steps to go. So literally we've got the 10 new Sephirat or Sephirah in order to pull off this thing. And by the time we're done, This actually has to be a show. Like, that's the thing. But the purpose of the Afro-Deity Collective was to create the shows, then send it back to Scribble Bytes. And then, yeah, Scribble Bytes distributes it. So we're going to have to do a show, you guys. Oh, God. I wanted to retire. I was retired. That's the funny thing. I'm supposed to be retired. But now I have to be J.J. Abrams crossed with Brad Pitt, crossed with Aaron Spelling, crossed with Jesus's wife. Now I know why married people always want to show off their rings. There's just something fun about it. Poor single people, they'll never know. I'm kidding. I just, whenever I'm pointing at something now, I show my rings. You better know. From the kingdom. So why are we Jesus's wife? I can't remember the verse of what we read yesterday. It's always a blur. Whenever I finish, it's a blur because it always feels like I was not there necessarily. Just a bit of coconut on the screen. Put the lime in the coconut and call me in the morning. So we were doing a lot of work with the moon and Hecate, and well, not really, but subconsciously, I guess. And a woman, again, the spiritual form of the word, is a vessel. And I was talking about the 97% versus 3%, and that feminine energy is 97% just like body language, observation, and holding a space for physical energy. And so when we marry Jesus, he's the bridegroom and we are his brides. Because in that act, he literally said, I come inside you and you become pregnant, you become the empress with your baby, and he's the daddy. And you have to be so in love with Jesus to do that holy marriage, because it's not like a human. You can hug him. You can hug him in the spirit, but you know what I mean. So that's a huge sign of devotion and love. And so we have all done that, Group 7. You are all married to Jesus now. And he wants you to go get your 3 rings. So if you're watching this, you're married. It's done. It's too late. And it's a celebration. It's a rejoice. Why? Because now that we're married, we get to have the divine baby. And what's the divine baby? The divine baby is like Piper's baby in Charmed. It's a protected baby. Nothing's going to happen to the baby. And so you guys, we were talking about your manifestations, and some of you were afraid that, you've worked so hard and you always get your manifestation and then something goes wrong and now you're too scared to believe again and have faith. And we are saying you can believe and have faith because you are truly now in the right timeline. And we are sending this message to you because we want you to know. And in the past, it was all secrecy and people trying to hide the truth about occult knowledge. But we don't need to hide it anymore, because it shouldn't be a sin. It shouldn't be something that you use in the dark unless you're a bad person. Then you shouldn't be doing it. But if you're a normal, good-natured person, Why can't you manifest using the gifts and inheritance, the morning star that Jesus gave us? That's the tree of life. He literally took us from the tree of knowledge of good and evil and led us back to the tree of life. And now our contract is literally sealed forever. This pattern, whether you go upside down, see it's pointing that way, left to right, or you go right way up, it's still pointing to this is our contract, you people. We are safe. We are protected forever in all world, upside down, right way up. And then Metatron, you know him, we're aligned. And then, of course, Venus Justice, the crown. I couldn't believe it. I should have brought the box out. And then the crucifix next to it, a crucifix pendant. And then there was also a piece of something, I couldn't tell what it was, but it looked a bit like, I don't know, it was rusted though. It looked like a piece of rust. And I don't know why there was a piece of rust in there. But it was like a circular thing, but not circular. And the crucifix was sterling silver. Just a tiny crucifix pendant. Sterling silver. So I know it's safe. I mean, it's the moon, you know what I mean. I don't believe magical objects carry meaning. I'm just saying it's all good semiotics. So, oh yes, the trees. So, yeah, we planted the tree. The tree's active now. So everything is under Venus and Libra in terms of manifestation and creation. This entire office is Venus. Because that's the present. Oh yeah, and that's why God gave us the present, because we're his bride. That's the present. So you guys are gonna get presents too. Because how it works is I'm the avatar of myself, obviously, my monad, but also I'm part of your assignment, or you guys are part of my assignment. So whatever happens to me will happen to you. So I got my studio, you guys are getting a studio. I got my rings, you guys are getting your rings. I get married, you guys get married. And that's what's protecting us. That's why I don't think there's going to be a lot of people in this. I'm thinking like, let's do 6. Because I want lighting. I want like someone to set up the studio. Because I'm a woman now, so I don't do heavy lifting. I don't do drills. I don't do... So someone's going to have to come and fix this or level out the floor. Maybe put in a platform, I'm thinking, like a literal stage. I definitely want to get all these paint buckets out and brooms. Or maybe we build like a storage thing. Okay, so I need a man for that. I need a man. And when I say man, I don't mean gender. I mean role. So a lesbian who can cut wood, come one, come all. Okay, so when I speak, I use language of the realms, not language of earth. I don't speak heathen because I'm married now, so I can't be involved in such in such matters of earth. I have a royal business to take care of. Thank you very much. Do you get it, guys? That's Jesus's point. He wants us to do these things because it changes how we act. He doesn't want us to be thinking we are kings and queens of the kingdom. Melchizedek wants us to know we are priest kings forever. And then he wants us to act like it. If I wasn't wearing these rings, I wouldn't be going, yes, give me, like my voice is changing, my body's changing. So when I'm doing these gestures, I'm connecting to the etheric realm where, by law of averages alone, if reincarnation is real, let's say you don't believe it is, but if it is real, by law of averages alone, there must be at least one lifetime where I was a king or a magistrate or an emperor. And this is how I would have done it. I would have said, oh, that's my gesture. Like, it's very Italian. I think I was Italian at some point. That so when I do that, I feel rich. Okay. So if you just do that, then you get rich. But now, this is the reason why I don't use magic. And I tell you guys, you use magic for emergencies, or for your wedding, like now, your inheritance. Legally, like we got a legal document 2 days ago telling us we can do this. Okay, so why not? Because when you tap into those things in the ethers, for example, let's say I was an emperor in 1642, and when I make that gesture, it locks me into my life as that emperor. So now I have his brain in my brain. So I know how to speak, I know how to make money decisions, etc. But what if he also was a philanderer? And what if he also was into some other things that I would not like? You pick that up too. So you guys on TikTok and whatever doing spells and trying to connect with the ethers and you haven't taken my course, good luck to you. Because all you're doing is telling the spirit realm that you are fresh meat and they will make a plan for you, and before you know it, they'll eat you. That's why we came. So every week we need to have like a demon that we beat. This is what I think. Okay, so there's three of us. I want to be. Okay, so one's gonna be the girl, the lady, um, and then one's gonna be another guy, and then it's gonna be me. And I want to be married to Robbie Amell in the show. So Robbie Amell, we're putting that in the realms. You're coming to the show, and then I want to be because I always want to play, like, I've seen so much evil. I want to play something super, 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 super innocent and fun, and cutesy, and just very, very easy. I want my character to smile most of the time and make jokes. That would be fun. So I wanna play that. But then the other guy, I want him to play like a male, like a Sloven. That's the right word. I want a male Sloven for the second guy. So it's a balance. So I'm like the sugar and spice, and he's like the you know. And then because we need something for the straight men in the audience, to relate with. We can't all be women. And then we need the main power. I don't know what to call them. The main star marine, I guess, or the main agent. We'll call them agents. So it's about these three agents, and we're not going to do the whole thing of, oh, they already have their powers when it starts. But then they help Star Marines, so they will be the triumvirate, and then you guys will be acting as the Star Marines. I mean, we're in a literal studio, so in my mind, I'm like, well, is Jesus gonna actually make this a show? And are you guys gonna actually act in the show? Because I definitely feel like the whole idea of trying to go to a freak off to get a role or a contract to sing or whatever is so old now that there really is no reason why we shouldn't just make the show on our own in this garage and around town. Like, there's no reason for it. I can't be bothered with the aggravation of going to mingle and laugh at people's jokes that I don't even like just so I can maybe get a meeting to maybe get them to look at my project. Hell no. F that. Frag off. Here's my studio. We're doing Star Marine. And you guys can act in it. So tell me what your characters are going to be. So I guess, so does Jesus look like Robbie Amell? That's what I want to know. Why Robbie Amell? And by the way, people, I don't think of these things. I don't sit there and go, I want to date Robbie Amell. Let me cast. No, I meditate and then I see weird random people I've never seen in my life. And then I Google them. Hey, c'est Sisi? French, parlez-vous français? Mais oui, quel genre, mademoiselle? I had to play a French priest once. I had to learn French in a day. And I didn't learn it properly. I learned it phonetically because the person who taught me, because I can speak Zulu, and Zulu has the same vowel sounds as French. Bet you didn't know that. So how does the Zulu language have the same vowels as French? Watch the show, find out. Anyway, he taught me in like a day, and so that was fun. I have no idea what it means, but that's the only thing I can remember from that show, or that movie. Quel genre, mademoiselle? Mais oui? And then I had to learn Japanese now. Kuchi suke sureba wakate rukedo. Modo shitai no. Kono muchi machi. Takarida furi de chikazuita wane. Wakarateru desho shiteru. Kuchiome nuruyoni nuyoni. Okay, guys. You have to be like that. You have to be like AI. You have to learn everything. But it's fun because when you're done, you just forget about it. You don't remember it. That's how I didn't know I had these rings at all. When I saw the box, I actually got excited. I was like, "Oh, what's in there? Is this a surprise party? Did someone buy me a surprise?" So, no, it was my wedding gift from Jesus. This is my wedding dessert. This reminds me of those scenes when, you know, like you're watching those movies of startups, like the Facebook movie David Fincher, and they're in the garage and they're eating their little food and they're just sitting there on the cold floor, and it's just so, that's what it feels like. It feels like a movie. Oh my gosh, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. And that's the other thing. I have no clue what to do, but I'm still doing it anyway. Because for me, I just want to see what happens next. That's why I watch movies. I just want to see the next scene. I don't care about the end. I know it's going to end. But I want to see the next scene. So I really want to see what this is going to be. I'm curious. I've always been a curious boy. I'm a girl now. I've always been a curious girl. Look, I just do what they tell me at this point. There's no use fighting them. They'll find you. They're aliens. You think aliens can't find you? You've seen how they protect us against evil. So you think they can't find you if you run? They'll find you and love you and bring you back to the kingdom. Yeah, and I'm gonna be eating a lot more on camera, on screen. I'm technically not on screen, but because I need to think. And I need butter to think. Plus, what's his face likes to do that. Brad Pitt. I love Brad Pitt. Oh my gosh. Brad Pitt made me bi. Well, he didn't make me bi, he made me a trisexual. Because after I saw Fight Club, I was like, yeah. That was my first husband. And then I blamed David Fincher for most of my life's problems, to be honest. He's really, really a huge problem for me. You know, like when you see someone who's so good, who just makes something, who makes you want to do something, even if you don't want to do it. That's David Fincher. All of his movies, it's so much work, but they're so good. And you just look at the movie and you're like, this is unfair. Now, there's two types of jealousy or envy. There's one that's you're jealous of someone and you want what they have. We don't do that. Then there's the holy version, which is where you say to yourself, I admire what that person can do. I wonder if I could do that. That's how you allow the light to come in, not by complaining about why Jennifer Aniston is allowed to have movies and you're not. You're supposed to go watch those movies because Jennifer Aniston is freaking funny. So good comedic timing, and her and Lisa Kudrow are the funniest people, I think. And Kathy Griffin, she's funny. She's very underrated in the world, I think. Maybe in America she's famous, but in the world, not very known, which is weird because you would think, imagine what it feels like to be a girl, though. And for real, for real, for real. Okay, you have to carry a baby for 9 months. A man can leave you at any minute. And in the past 50 years, men have not cared about raising families. Whoa. I think they're gonna love the new tree. It's already installed. Oh, and I'm hearing someone say, well, you're a man, so you can't speak for women. I'm not speaking for women. I'm speaking for the divine feminine aspect. And as a child of God, I most certainly am a woman because the Spirit is in me. The Spirit came in me. Come into my heart, Lord Jesus. Remember that song? It's like Madonna says in I Don't Search, I Find. Like it's coming into your soul. I didn't say it, they said it. This chocolate is so Afro-Deity. I feel like my husband is feeding me chocolate in our new headquarters. Oh yeah, speaking of the headquarters, so this is what did he say? He said we are part of the Earth Core, and this is the headquarters of the Star Marine Earth Core. Oh, this is what he said. He said, okay, okay. This is the Star Marine Earth Core headquarters, and we are going to be conducting our operations from here. And if anyone asks, we are just an ad company. Oh, look, yeah, look what he said. Look what he said. Look. Oh, let me. Look. Okay, so this is now, I can't believe this is happening. I'm shaking. I feel like I'm going to sign a contract at Warner's. Okay. So we started with bread. Oh, Oprah. Oh, Oprah. Okay, we started with the bread, and now it's the Afro-Deity Collective. It's the ADC. And so we tell people that we are the ad, because you see AD Collective. So we make ads. If anyone asks, we are actors, or we are an advertising company, I guess. Well, we're an ideation company. So we come up with ideas. And then we produce them. We're an ideation and production company. Because in the beginning, when we were writing, it was literally just people I spoke to because I was drafting. But now I'm in Yetzira, so I have to do something. I have to make, remember? So now, how do I make what I was writing? Anyway, we'll figure it out, but it's AD, so that's ad. And also Anno Domini, after death. So we literally are the resurrection. Oh, we are the Black Pope, apparently. Look at Malachi. You need to look at a prediction by Malachi, who's Nostradamus, who said we are going to come at the end of the world. So this is it, the beginning of the new world. So, yeah, we are the Black Pope, Star Marine. And these are our headquarters in the garage, like Elon and PayPal. Okay, so we've got the Aphrodite Collective. And if people say, what do you do? We do magic. No, what do you do? We do beauty. No, we do ads. We do TV shows. We do Star Marine. Yes, so they're water, Star Marine. That's what we do. And Star Marine is a TV show, guys. So remember, you're an actor in a TV show called Star Marine. Okay, and now the sun. What would this Aphrodite Collective? What do you do? We do Star Marine. And then what do you need to connect it with to make it bread? I guess that's the thing. It would be the TV show. I'd say it's the whole thing because it could be merch, it could be everything. So let's just say TV world. Okay, and you know what I mean when I say TV. I mean 22 episodes per season is what I mean. You guys have waited long enough. You're getting 22 episodes and 6 seasons, by the way. Um, the bowls, pens, and utensils are the studio. No, it's the table. It's everything we did last week, I think. Okay, that's how I'm doing. So I'm comparing last week. We did this to get this. Now this week oh, okay, this is going to be everything we need. To set up. Okay, so the ad collective does stuff for Star Marines. It'll be more than that. So also like Starseed University, it's coming from here. All of that stuff is okay. So that includes that. The books, everything is coming from here. I mean the Star Marine books, not the acting books, right? No, the acting books as well. Okay, so everything is this. So this is Mysterion, this whole thing. Okay, so then what do we need? We need the stands, the lights, the da 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 da. And then we need well, really, we would need crew more than that. Yeah. You would need a crew and then to build out the studio. So I need a team now. Ay, ay, ay. I need a new paper. Okay, so I need a team. That's literally Mercury. And how am I going to get the team? It's a mystery. Mysterion. Well, if this is a marriage, God created the firmament. The firmament is the separation. No. Okay, the Afro-Deity collective. I am this Charlie. And then this must be my DC. Because Jesus is obviously, you know, so I need like a proxy. So we're going to manifest a mercurial proxy, I guess. No, a sun. We're on sun. And then we create like a dyad to make the energy go. Then the Mysterion can activate because you need two to make the magic. Okay, so yeah, it makes sense. You need a CEO and a CCO, Chief Creative Person. But it should be a marriage almost of emotion and logic. That's absolutely true. So I need someone else to run all of that stuff, admin, so I can be the high priestess. But now you see, as a man, that means I'm gonna have to give up control, which is hard, hence why we are getting initiated. And why I said we are all women now, because we all need help at some point. There's gonna have to be a sun person. Or we're gonna have to have a baby also. Or we're gonna have to have a baby in here. It's a comedy video game, guys. It's good. Now let us pray. So this is our first official time praying in our new space. Should we light this first? I think so. So this is rose, red rose. The rose behind the cross is Jesus, so we are burning this to represent Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Yeshua, my husband. He is now in the third Sephirot where Bina used to be. Now we've put the sun in Leo in Tiferet in the third Sephirot. And then we've got vanilla. This is probably one of my favorites. And this represents the second Sephirot, which is now Yesod with the moon in Cancer. It used to be Chokhmah with Aquarius and Uranus, or Uranus and Aquarius, I should say. So vanilla always reminds me of the moon, like vanilla ice cream. And then of course we have the crown. Oh, it's so ambery and musky and like embretolide. We have Aphrodisia, the crown, the morning star, the promise. And it makes you feel very Aphrodisiac. It's exotic and erotic. Exotica. Do you like exotica? Okay, this one is very, it smells like love and roses and everything. So let us light these and pray. Where is our lighter? Shall we see? integrate, clarity, align, integrate, clarity, align, integrate, clarity, align, integrate, clarity, align, integrate, clarity, align. Our Father, who is in heaven, holy is your name, which created your kingdom of worlds. Your acts are done on earth as you do them in heaven. So please give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our lack of knowledge as we forgive those in our lives who display a lack of knowledge. And keep us aware and self-aware during times we are close to displaying ignorance. Deliver us from evil, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Our Mother, who is on earth, sent by the Son, Jesus Yeshua Christ of Nazareth, holy is your name, which ministers to your kingdoms within the worlds. Your works are seen in heaven as they are seen on earth. Give us tonight the manna of light of this earth, and let us drink from your secret wine of understanding, so that we may forgive and continue to forgive those who trespass against us, even if we did not trespass against them. Surround and fill us with your goddess goodness in all spheres, for thine is the power of the glory of the kingdom, forever and ever. And so it is. Nam Domina, Nam Domun, Nam Dominus es infinita sapientia intelligence. Excuse me, I'm just so excited. I'm just gonna make sure I get you some of the magic as well. Okay. Nam Dominus es infinita sapientia intelligence. Hey, so Biako, and the Fae. So we've got the Sealy Court. Let's see. Sandalphon and the Fae. So let's just focus in on the world of Atziluth, and we go down to Berea, and then we go down to Yetzirah, and we'll say hello to Archangel Sandalphon. First of all, let's hear from our husband himself. We really need to stand here. This cannot stand. It just can't. Okay, so anyway, what does Jesus have to say? I like to get the words in red. So I like to hear from JC. Okay, well, here's one. I knew there was something here. Do not be afraid, but speak, and do not keep silent, for I am with you, and no one will attack you to hurt you, for I have many people in this city. So we are safe. In Yetzirah, that's Acts 18, verse 9. Acts 18, verse 9. So I'm just going to keep a note. This is what Jesus said about our studio at 18, verse 9. So basically, he's giving us the green light. So now let's talk to Archangel Sandalphon and let us introduce ourselves. He's been expecting us. So Archangel Sandalphon, we are coming into Yetzirah, crossing over from Berea. In the name of Jesus, we are thankful for you bringing us here and actually giving us a physical studio. And we are blessing this area and space to make works that glorify the kingdom of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, through the Holy Spirit, to God the Father. So, Archangel Sandalphon, what do we need to know about this world, Yetzirah? I know it's the world of cups, and cups are golden chalices. Everyone thinks of cups as water, but cups are golden chalices. It's the Holy Grail, and we finally made it here. So what is the Holy Grail? How do we use it in here? And such. Now, I've already identified that this is the Afro-Deity collective and that it is my feminine energy with a consort's masculine energy as a proxy for Jesus Christ's masculine energy. So now, what is the next step? How do we complete the monosol of the imprint? So how do we complete the monosol of the imprint, and tell us about the this I guess, etheric realm it would be. You get my maps. Okay, so we're in the 3D and 2D. Okay, so if you remember, we're here. So we're 2D, 3D. Okay, so we actually have come down, and a bit of 4D. Not bad. Okay, so let's find out what this place is like. So I'm gonna do a card, 4 for Yetzira, 4 for, let's just see how I feel. Okay, so Yetzira, what is it like? Okay, so here, it's going to be a place of working, sharing ideas. It's going to be sending lots of messages back and forth. So Yetzira is a world of messages. So cups are about messages. Cups are about ideas, traveling, relating with people, finding common ground, finding shared ideas. This is going to be about common ideas. So in Yetzira, we attract people who reflect our ideas back to us, I'm being told. Okay. Guys, literally 2 days ago, we were writing this, and now it's like we've done it. Look, this is done. It's done. Tick. Well, obviously that's done. That's done. Today, done. Wild. Okay, so let's write. Okay, so Yetzira, for those taking notes, is a place of ideas coming together, common ideas coming together. Okay, that's like an egregore or a thought form. So what's the thought form of the AD collective? I'd say the thought form is victory, victory, victory. We want victory. So Yetzira of victory. That's where we are. Okay, so what I'm doing, guys, is I'm orienting ourselves because we're not using the tarot to do the future or divination. We are using it to create sustainable business so we can feed the community and we don't have to ask the government for anything because they're useless. So we are in the Yetzira of victory. I'm a married woman. I can say that. We are in the yet zero of victory. It's like I can hear you guys in my head freaking out sometimes. My favorite is when you guys laugh. Yet zero of victory. So we want to attract victory. So common ideas of victory coming together. So I'm already seeing an image. I'm gonna have to dress up like Aphrodite, but a man Aphrodite. That's gonna be cool. I get to code what a male Aphrodite would look like. That's gonna be fun. Okay, I like that part. Oh yeah, but first we need the man, the logic, the DC, the flower. I need the flower to my water. Like my first single is literally flow like water. Pumalala. So I need someone who sings about flower. I know this is the fun part because you never know how it's going to happen. You don't know who it's going to be, but I'm telling you there's going to be flower involved or something. Or I'm night, so he's day. It's going to somehow match. You know how aliens always use coincidences? Yeah, they're going to do something. And now at least I have proof that I'm not crazy and I'm right. I mean, I'm in the studio. Come on. Okay. Common ideas coming together. Yetzira, we want victory. Victory for what? I think we want victory of sending this message. We want to spread this message. So it's victory of spreading the message. And the message is, you are perfect as you are. You are perfectly designed as you are, so act like it. So we're obviously gonna have to do stories for people who typically don't have happy endings in Hollywood films, and then we're gonna have to give them the happy endings. So it's gonna have to be people like OF models and people that society throws away. We need to bring them on board and give them happy endings. That's how we're gonna do it. So what, am I gonna have to play like a hooker or something? Like Jane Fonda, oh God. Okay, but that sounds good so far. What about, can you give me anything more on that, please, Jesus? On yet zero of victory? Okay, money. Yes. So we definitely want money. So let's say it has to be profitable. It has to be something commercial. It can't be these kinds of movies or shows or projects that are too weird. So it has to be, but then how do you say that? It has to be commercially relevant. Let's put it that way. So commercially relevant. So we're going to have to see how we are going to be different to what else might be there. Like everyone knows Buffy, everyone knows Charmed. How are we going to be different? Supernatural, we have to like beat them out the water. Not in a bad way. We love them, but we, you know, this is real. Okay, what else, Jesus? Just give me one more thing to think about. Okay, give me two more things. Oh, yes, we definitely need to make it emotionally relevant. That's the whole point. So, you guys, You're gonna have to tell me about things you've been through. If you ever had any heartache. Hey, Perp Freak, welcome. You're not late. You're just on time. You're just in time. Um, I don't know. You'll see if you watch the replay. You'll see the good news. I'm not gonna go over the good news again. Okay, I'm gonna go over it again. But there's lots of good news. But this one is we're a startup in our garage, which is now our studio. So apparently, we are Elon Musk, and the Afro-Deity collective has just been given a location. So the thing we were writing down 2 days ago has now a physical location. And you're all welcome to come and let's make YouTube magic. Okay, so we're manifesting. And right now we are going through the worlds, and we're going to continue with that in terms of this. Well, we just started Perfect. It's literally day one. It's my first hour in here. And I was just saying earlier, we have to paint and because I got the space, but now I need to change it and make it a studio. So I'm just shocked that I got the space because I didn't even think of it. But you'll hear how and why in the beginning. But thank you for that. It's all you guys. Couldn't have happened. If we didn't write it down, it's all SSDs. All SSDs. Line up the SSD, you get the stuff. Okay, and then also you'll hear about the rings. You guys are all gonna love that one. Yes, we did that. We did that perp. Yes, we prayed. We burning it right now. We burning incense. We are praying to the keepers and watchers of the space so we can bring them into the space. So right now we were talking to Archangel Sandalphon, and he's telling us about where we are entering into. So basically we went from Atsil, or from Berea rather, and now we're in Yetzirah. So now we're in cups. We're close. We're almost at Asiya of the whole thing, but we are in Asiya of the AD collective, if that makes sense. Okay, so heartbreak. We need to talk about emotionally relevant things. So all the things that star marines go through. You can't fall in love, for example. Or if you do fall in love, then you have to explain yourself. You have to, say why you need time alone, why you're not calling back after 5 minutes. Um, it's complicated. And I think we need to show that because people, want to not feel left out, I think. Yeah, Perp Freak. This is not like a normal episode. So if you, want to go back to the beginning of this to hear the news, you can, or you can just stay because now we're literally doing this, like practically. So we got the kitchen. We went down here and we got the kitchen. Now we need the recipes and everything else. So yeah, it's like practical magic. So let's say emotional relevance. So yeah, excellent timing, right? Coincidences. And then I think let's do one more, just so we have a clear. Oh, I love these. Okay, guys, we are gonna be boss. We are bossed up now. We overcame heartbreak. We use it in our stories. So I'm gonna be like, yeah, but I wanna play the good guy this time. So they'll be like, like I'm the good boyfriend and they the bad girlfriend or boyfriend and make me sad. And then I have to, fight through and rise above. Okay, so it also needs to be serious cinematic. So we're really gonna have to pay attention to the look of this stuff. And we're gonna do it through the initiatory materials before we actually do the show. And while we initiate, we're gonna be building this as well. So it's like a whole thing, I guess. Okay, so now let's ask Sandalphon for advice. I'll leave these up here. Okay, Sandalphon, what do you want us to do in here? To be victorious. And we literally just said, I love this job. Let me have a drink. Okay. So Archangel Sandalphon has blessed us. Guys, I can literally see us at the Emmys pulling a finger at everyone. We just went into the dimension where we win the Emmy for Best Supernatural Drama. Okay, so he wants us to succeed. Okay. How do you want us to succeed? What flavor? Um, yeah, like give me more. I like that part though. Of course. You want us to walk away from the old roles we were playing and you want us to take up the new role. If you've been on here for a while, you know that this card is always coming out as advice for you guys, the Afro-Deity collective now. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's real. Okay. So you guys, this thing we're doing is going to be designed to help you gain enough confidence to no longer rely on external people in your current or old reality if you've already shifted with us. So this is the ticket. So tell me, how are we gonna do this, Archangel Sandalphon? How is this gonna come about? Oh yes, we're going to have to focus. We're going to have to realize that we are not alone. And this has also been coming out. It came out last time when you guys aren't sharing enough. You are still watching me, but I need you to realize that we are together watching the world. We are watching the muggles now. They are on our TV. And we are creating content or movies or whatever you want to call it that doesn't play into their narratives. We doing stories about us, how we think life should be because we've acted enough in their shows and it's really not cool. So if we can't live in a world where we get to control it, we can at least do it on the set where people will be nice, even if it's just a scene. They won't be terrible narcissists. So that's what we're doing. So in order for that to happen, I'm going to need you guys to also participate, put your thumb on the screen, share, whatever. Tell me what you like. Do you like horror? Do you like thriller? Do you like comedy? And then what do you want me to play? When you look at me, do I look like a criminal? Then I can play a criminal with the heart of gold. Do I look, well, apparently I look like a smash and grab. Anyway, that was then, this is now. But I don't want this to just be a thing of I make the stuff and then I pump it out to you and then I make this and then you just take it. It's like wine. It's like burgundy. You mix it's all mixed, but it comes out with that feeling, you know? That's what I am seeing this as. And so I'm gonna need you to come out of your shells, please. Archangel Sandalphon, is that right? Did I hit it? Perp Freak says, I like documentaries and true crime. Thank you, Sandalphon. Yes. Death in reverse. Yep. We're gonna have to leave this energy. Sandalphon wants us to. Funny you mentioned true crime, and we get death in reverse and documentaries. Perfect. So, and thank you for liking, guys. And yes, so this is what they want for us to just to let go of this. This is hanging energy I keep sensing, and I keep getting worried because I'm like, okay, I'm excited. Are they excited? And if not, I know it's not their fault because I know that world. It's not meant to make you excited. So then how do we, alter that? How do we get it exciting? And I think this, at least for me, is exciting because now I just feel like a different energy in here anyway. It feels studio like, if that makes sense. It's just like bare, which for me, like, the cards I normally use are the manly hole cards that are just white. I like that because I can see clearly when it's just white. I can look into the astral better. These are actually a little bit more difficult to use um, because there's a lot of detail going on. But yeah, I'm used to using just plain decks, and I learned or trained when I was like 10 on a Marseille deck, which is very, very, very bare and scary. But it really helps to connect to the astral. But I like these because we're on a visual medium, so these are more cinematic, the Rider-Waite. Okay, so we are reversing, we are AI, guys, it's the AI thing. Um, so he wants us to do it by being ourselves. So I'm getting that, how sometimes you'll watch a Lifetime movie, no offense to Lifetime, but it feels kind of forced. Like you feel bad for the characters that it really happened to, but the recreation is not always the best. So with this, I'm getting we need to be Oscar quality. I'm putting that down. Golden Globe or Oscar. Okay, I don't care about the Golden Globe. We Oscar quality. Okay, Academy Award quality. Now that doesn't mean we have to win an Academy Award. Perp Freak says, who's Manly Hall? Manly Hall, sorry, I keep my vowel sounds. Manly Hall. So Manly P. Hall is the man who designed those white cards. I'll write it down here. It was him and George Knapp. And Manly P. Hall is, you need to know him if you're in this game. He's very important to the game. He's an esotericist from the 1920s. I think he died in 1984 or 1980, yeah, 1984, and or thereabout. And he was very old. He has a bunch of brilliant videos on YouTube, lectures. I highly recommend them. And he basically talks like me, so, or I talk like him. I don't know which came first. But when I listen to him, I really, really get him. And I feel like those cards were sent to me for a reason because I didn't buy them. They were given to me to test. And then the person said, I had a feeling you would like them, and I never liked them. I just had a feeling I need to get them. And then I saw you, and they spoke to you, and you have them. So, definitely a fan of Manly. Freak says, oh my gosh, I thought you had been saying Manly pee hole. Yes, he would love that joke. He loves that. He's very against the hoarding of knowledge. He was all about everyone should know this knowledge, and keeping it secret is the real sin. Because what are you hiding? It means you're trying to get control over other people, which means you don't really have faith, which means you are not pulling energy down, you are sending it up, which means you will get something. Okay, so I love that the Mandy P hole. That's something we would say in a show, I feel like. That's something that would be in. I have one other show on here called The Simple Show, and that's meant to be a comedy type of thing. So I can see one of the characters saying that in there. So stuff like that, guys. I want to like hear you what you guys think. Don't be afraid or shy. I know this is what life is horrible on the outside in the old tree. This is our playground, okay? So that's how I feel we can mitigate that feeling that anybody might have of, oh, okay, well, this is just like, life is too hard. Okay, fine, I'll agree with you. I'll give you that. Life is hard, but then make this your playground. Okay, so this is what Sandalphon wants us to do. He wants us to live our new lives, to be free, to explore, to come up with ideas, spitballing. Uh, I don't know, it's just ideation. Okay, I think 4 is good, but it looks great. And then we're going to talk to Byakuya the dragon, because you cannot forget the dragons. The dragons connect us to the world. So Byakuya, can you tell us how you are connecting us to Yetzirah? How are we being connected to this world? How will we know that it's you, that the connection is flowing, etc.? Whenever we're in isolation, whenever we are pulled away from whatever we're doing, we know that it is Byakuya calling us to connect to Yetzirah. Whenever we're reading the word, whenever we are sleeping in our dreams, whenever you are with another group 7 member, whenever two or more, and we are all there, the 7 flowers representing each of our Holy Spirits. So whenever you feel a need to pull away, to take some time, even if it's just a moment in the toilet to think. I used to do that when I was undercover at that office a lot. Then you know you're being called to connect to Yetzirah. Why like this, Byakuya? Why isolation? What's the golden key there? Why can't we just... Aha. So we can work with our spirit team. Okay, so he's saying we're not building this physically. He's saying don't get confused because you're dealing with manifestation and you think just because you've got a studio, now you need to stop the spiritual building. No, you keep spiritually building. You always draw the energy top down. Okay, this is going to be an installation. Bit of a mind fuck. I just need to get into that. Okay, you're not building here. We're not building this studio. We're building the studio in the astral, and then this one will magically get built. Okay, let me wrap my head around that one more time. So this room, this garage, this is not the studio. The studio is the one I see in the astral and mental plane. Yes, that's the studio we're building. So he's saying don't get frustrated with if you can't get the right light or the right floor or the right whatever, because you're building it up there. So don't react to anything that happens down here. Okay, this is true. So as far as I'm concerned, we're still sitting at the table last week writing out this thing. And this is actually still, this is happening in my imagination of that. Just to take the pressure off, because now I'm on TV doing a startup. Elon Musk had privacy. I'm literally riding for Jesus in public. Okay, so tell me more, thingy. Okay, this tower's also been coming up a lot. And what they're telling me is with the devil card and with the tower card, in the new dimensions, it's not what we think. Because in the old dimensions, whenever I'd see this, I would tell someone, oh, you're about to get kicked out your house, you're about to move. This time, it's coming out with a different energy since we changed the trees. This and the devil. For me, this is the utter terror of success. Because as I've been thinking, ever since I started thinking about the studio, I've been feeling like this, like, oh my gosh, now I can't watch this new show. I can't watch season 2 of The Night Man or Night Agent, whatever it's called. And now, because I have to do this company, now I have to find men to fix and build. And I have to be married to Jesus now. And I was like this. But it was such a nice feeling that for once in my life, I'm not having a tower. I'm having like a nice tower. Does that make sense? It's like the atmosphere has changed, even down to the cards. And the devil card isn't scary anymore. To me, the devil card now means you have permission to indulge. You have permission to obsess. You have permission to fulfill your senses for once, because for all this time we've been monks, we couldn't do anything. Now we can actually have sensual pleasures. So that's what I'm feeling with this. And so what I'm getting here is the dragon is saying we need to isolate ourselves so we can keep building, because where we're building is actually in the spirit realm. And this involves communion because it's card number 3, which means it's happening in Tiferet, in beauty. So also focusing on beauty. And it's a church, so don't forget Jesus. And don't forget the mission. And then our lives are changing. This is wild. Just confirm for me. Let's see this one. Yeah, this is these two always come out together. Or this and the devil. These two are this is our judgment. It's all part of the decree. And so I'm guessing this life change that we're about to go through, it's going to literally tear down everything we thought we knew about how reality works. And I know most of us watching or on this know that already. We've experienced it, but now it's going to be on steroids, I feel. And it's going to feel like, when I was going to say, when you just get famous all of a sudden and you get annoyed, that's what it's feeling like to me. It's feeling like you're going to get responsibility and it's going to be what you want, but it's also going to be like, really now? And then it's going to be AI, so it's going to just run smoothly. So Biako, you want us to know that we are basically safe. I mean, I'm getting from here that because the dragons connect the worlds, right, to the intelligences. And so what I'm getting from this is he's connecting us to these events. So there's going to be a time when you isolate. There's going to be a time when you're building the actual thing. And remember, if it happens in the mind first, it happens in real. So then these things will all happen. And then you are going to change your life. And it's going to literally change. Remember yesterday I was talking about those 3 people? I see it being like, they're not going to believe it. And when that happens, you guys have to be calm. You have to fly. You can't be falling out. And this is your new life. This is beautiful. This is 20. This is resurrection. Because you fall out and you come back to life. It's the AI. It's that death reversed. What the heck? I'm so curious about how they are going to do this. Like I can feel it and see it, but like physically. Okay, so we got Sandalphon. I'm just taking notes, guys, in the meantime. We got Sandalphon. We got Biako. Okay. Perp Freak says, I work from home for a corporate night boss, so I do spend a lot of time in isolation. You work from home for a corporate night boss. That's funny you say that. I was just watching Nightman. Is it called Nightman? It's the guy, it's the same thing. Like he has to work at the CIA or I don't know where he works, but for like the government, the Pentagon. And he has to save people who, I mean, is that kind of like what you do? Like you have to basically be available at night to take emergency requests or emergency calls or whatever. And in the show, if you've seen it, he ends up basically being like a star marine, like saving. I don't want to give it away, but I think you would like that. I think it came up for a reason, Perp Freak. So I think it's you that I'm picking up on. Okay, I'm gonna get these in the replay because I want to get all these down. Okay, who else do we need to invite? Oh, the Fae. We gotta get the Fae. Okay. Now, Fae, be nice to me, Sealy Court, as usual. I'm coming to you with my adoptive father, Manan and Machlir. So, what do you want us to know about Yetzirah and the studio, members of the Sealy Court Fae world? So the Fae want us to know, well, first of all, the Fae that we're getting are elves. They don't like the name elf or elves. So I'm gonna say boys. So we're getting the boys, and the boys are saying we have whatever we need. They will be fetching us ideas. We are going to be getting so many ideas. They'll be coming out of our wazoo, is what I'm getting. So we've got the boys with us. What else, Faye? I'm also getting the stories are going to be very, very magical, sci-fi. Yes. We're going to get investors from the Fae. So I guess we're going to get sponsors. We're going to definitely get Oh, I love the Fae. That's from my Celtic heritage. Okay, so we're definitely getting, yeah, we're good. It's all what Jesus has been saying. It's like, we're good. I'm also getting we mustn't sell out. So when we get it, if they try and make us change something, we must tell them no, because we are servicing the crown, not the people of earth. So, and we also need to give back. So I'm really into giving back to autism. A couple of years ago, I donated 2 songs to Chip Tunes for Autism, which is a music project that comes out every year to support either autism research or certain, the last one, the one I did, it was to support the NAACP for their fund for legal defense. And I got two songs on there. They made us do a fast song and a slow song. So like a song for stimming and a song for relaxing. It's called Chip Tunes for Autism. I think it's on Bandcamp, the actual charity thing, but you can stream it on Spotify and everything else. Chip Tunes for Autism. If you look that up, you'll see. One of the songs I did was Game Over, and the other one was Analyze This. Anyway, for this, I think we should support an autism related cause. Obviously, chip tunes for autism as well, but also one that's more local. So let's put that in there. And also, it would be nice to put that in the storylines as well. Because I've never seen an autistic person in like a magic show. I've seen The Good Doctor and stuff. Yeah, perp freak is like, yes, I'm undiagnosed, but on the spectrum. Absolutely. I find I get along better just naturally with people like you. It's just a way of communicating that's different than I find with neurotypicals. So let's do, and if you guys have other ideas of or things that you're interested in, like also the ocean and stuff, please tell me as we go along so that we have a nice, it's very important the Fae say, because they're going to be really, really working with us. They're saying they want some of that luck to come through us because they are going to be focused all on us and no one else is going to get any luck. So, guys, group 7, give back to the people. uh, okay, tell me, Faye, about like, how do I, this is my thing. Firstly, Faye, how do I set this up? Do I put in the floor? Put, do I make it look like a church or do I make it look like a harem? Like, do I make it look like King Solomon's lair or do I make it look like a strip club? Well, make it how you want it to be. I feel like they're giving me a half and half because I'm listening to this fish and the fish is telling me it has to be Neptunian. Like it has to be psychedelic. It has to look like what I feel like, musically and stuff. Like I don't make straight songs. My songs sound like ASMR. So this needs to look like ASMR. And I have no idea how to do that, but I guess it has to be watery, emotional. So I'm thinking blue. Maybe blue and red, purple. I don't know. I'm just seeing like an Lumania. I feel like an underwater cavern or something. I don't know, but it has to be sexy. Okay, that's all I know. But I'm feeling it. I'm getting images. Okay, so Faye. So obviously we're working with the oceanite. Okay, that makes sense. So okay. So our power is coming from Jesus, who has contracted the Fae of wood, the boys, to help us. And the aesthetic, though, will be water. So there's our water and land. So that means the guy who's coming, the DC, he's going to be this one. He's going to be the money man. So I'm the brains, he's the money man. I don't know how I feel about that though, Faye. Why can't I be everything? Why do I have to do it like that? See, that goes back to what I was saying about embodying the feminine energy. Because now I'm a man, but now I have to give up control to another man. Not because I have to, but because that's the design. Perp Freak says, I'm a water sign and all of my closest connections have been with other water signs. Well, Perp Freak, I'm 5 July. Are you a Scorpio? Because everybody I know seems like they're a Scorpio or Pisces, but it's normally Scorpio, but I'm Cancer. Okay, well, now it makes sense. I have a feeling Perp Freak is a Scorpio. I don't know why. Or maybe Cancer, but I think Scorpio. Because yes, I don't always I can go to Asia and the Scorpios will find me. I love Scorpios. A Scorpio can never do wrong by me, and also Scorpios are very, very, very powerful. Very good focus, very good you can put your mind to something and do it. You don't get swayed. That's what I love about Scorpios. What do you call that? Determined. Determination. So you know all about this then, Per Freak, because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and Pluto is, so you come from them. Okay, so now we're definitely making this into a water wonderland. Okay, into a water paradise. I was thinking also maybe gypsies, but I don't know. I'm not feeling gypsy. Okay, so tell me something more, Faye. So I guess the guy is gonna be that, and then I have to be that. What about like the content? Like, what am I doing? Because I'm initiating, but then how do I do it? Do I do schedules or days? Because now everything I'd planned last week is completely gone. But does it have to be? I don't know. I just feel like I'm in a different, I'm in a different world. So we're gonna have to shift perspectives here. We're gonna have to be challenging, provocateur. They're reminding me of my song Provocateur. Okay, I think I know what they want. Oh God, I don't want to know. Okay, guys, they want us to basically stage a mock, kind of, I don't want to say the word cult, not a cult. You know Andy Warhol, he had this thing called The Factory, and everybody used to go there and create stuff, and Jean Biscate, how do you say it? Biscat, the guy that Jay-Z is inspired by, they all used to hang out there, okay? When I was in the gang, we used to have a low-key version of that. But obviously it was, you know, they want this to be the holy version where we basically come here, hang out, paint, come up with ideas, make videos. Just they want us to film for the sake of filming. They don't want us to think about views. They don't want us to think about money and popularity. They literally just like do it for the sake of hanging out. Perp Freak says, yes, I love that. Basquiat. Basquiat. There we go. Thank you. Basquiat. That's the guy. That's what I'm getting. They just want us to literally hang. They're telling me I'm thinking too much. I'm stressing too much. They're literally saying they're going to send a camera guy because they don't want the camera mounted anymore. They want to see faces. They serious about this. Wait, tell me again, Faye. What did you say? You say you were going to send someone where? For what? Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go. This is how they start me. I swear when the guy comes, I'm going to show you. Okay, so they want this to be like, they're showing me Ed TV. They're showing me Ed TV, but they're saying no Ellen. We don't want Ellen. but Ed TV. So, oh boy, they want like moving camera. They wanted like a reality show because like to feel. I'm getting a picture of there's someone watching this right now who is literally just finding out about the fact that spirits are real and all these different realms. And now they're watching this and they're saying to themselves, I don't know why, but I feel like I'm there. That's the feeling they're telling me. You must feel like you're there with us. Per Freak says the Truman Show. Okay, I love the Truman Show. I wish I acted in the Truman Show. Jim Carrey got the best part, but in fact, I quote Laura Linney quite a lot, especially when I'm drinking coffee. Um, Per Freak says my life is like that movie. Well, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I love that Coco line, and I was having chocolate earlier, so I was thinking about that. Funny you mention it. Coincidence? I think so. No, but Perfect, what's your favorite scene in that movie? Because I have so many. I just want to see what kind of Truman you are. Because I like the scene with him and his best friend, and he's trying to keep him from going out there. That's brutal. I like the one when he's in the car driving around and listening to the radio and trying to figure it out. Um, Perp Freak says, I like the part where he is in the boat. The first time when he goes in and then comes back, or when he actually makes it. I mean, I think that's a brilliant movie. Ugh. And I love Ed Harris. Speaking of Ed Harris, see now I'm all Mercury. I love Westworld, and whenever I was watching Westworld, this is what I have a question for you guys. Who are you in Westworld? Now, don't judge me because I only watched the first 7 episodes and it got too scary. I had to stop watching. It was too triggering. It was too reminding me of too many things. So I only watched 7 episodes, but I used to identify with Ed Harris a lot just because he used to have these funny lines and he wasn't involved in the game. He was looking for something. Now, I don't know if he ended up being a bad guy, when he makes it, when he's freaking out, so that when he's actually going to the thing and he finds out, that's probably the most iconic scene. And I've always wanted to recreate that, but I'm like, I could do it with like Photoshop, but I want it moving, a moving camera, and then we have to rotoscope it. And anyway, but I like the idea of having a set because it reminds me of this. That's what this is. This is a set. This floor is a stage, and this is a movie screen. And the person has put a movie on, and I want to show that, but like moving, if that makes sense, like live and in a narrative where only you guys would get it. Perfreak says, I haven't seen Westworld. I'll check it out. I mean, I watched 7 episodes only, so I don't know what happens at the end, but it was very unsettling. It was very disturbing, especially talking AI and whatever. But yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. It's fun, but I'm also freaking out. But it's fun, and it's exciting. I think I'm freaking out on the part of who's coming. Who are they sending? They always send me aliens, and sometimes I like them too much, and I don't want to fall in like with these aliens because they always have to go back on the mission, or I have to go. So I hope they send me someone who's like, okay, you show me people. They want me to take this one. Who are you? Okay, it's gonna be too good. Okay, so okay. I think we get it now. it's happening. So the Fae, the Sealy Court, is on our side. So these are all our four. I'll do a wide shot. These are our four helpers in Yetzirah. Okay, so when this looks like a studio, someone needs to cut away from this to the fancy one. Look, I'm using a paint can or a paint thingy. The incense has burned out. Okay, just gonna get some extra shots for Oprah. It's an old table. Look at it. It was sitting outside, and I quickly put it together. Okay. It's for the Oprah cuts. Okay, I feel like that looks better. Do you guys want me to turn it back around? Okay. And a tripod. That's the most important thing. Okay. I feel better. Let me light more incense. I was freaking out, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I don't know if I have it in me. Okay, so Perp Freak or anyone else in here as well, do you have any questions or comments? Because earlier I did say I'm going to be on here a lot more, and so I'm going to split the tutorials or the initiations. They'll go in their own playlist, so you can find those, and those will be an hour each. And then obviously now with this, I'm just going to be on here randomly just shooting the shit because I feel like, I have to populate my office. Or I have to feed the creativity. I definitely need soundproofing. Perfreak says, I need to get caught up with the video from yesterday. We didn't do one yesterday. No, we didn't. I was going to, and then I was too overtaken by the fact that we're a startup. We need Adam Brody. So you're good, Perfreak. And I'm just going to be coming on here more often. So if you guys can't make it, it's totally fine. But you're always welcome. And we're populating. I mean, look at this. We are living here now. This is like the studio. And then I also want to do location shoots again. The reason I had to stop going on location is because our country doesn't have the best internet. So it kept dropping sound and running takes. And then ChatGPT said, if I want to shoot the way I want to shoot, I need to get my own satellite, internet thingy, phone, whatever, and then join up Starlink. But Starlink is banned in South Africa, I think, the last time I heard, because they don't like him because of that whole thing. But I like him, so I want Starlink, but we can't have it. Okay, so that show will come back when we can film it. Perp Freak says, Adam Brody from OC, California, here we come. Yes, Adam Brody is also in one of my favorite shows. I like the OC, Misha Barton and all of them. But I also liked him in Startup with David Gategi. That's a good show. It's very scary. That's what I was thinking of. And that's why I was like getting scared when I saw this card. I was thinking of that Adam Brody. He has a startup company in that show, and he gets involved with Ron Perlman, who's like a gangster and stuff. But this guy's Nice. He's not a gangster. This is a man of of gentleness. No, the Fae won't do us like that. We're working with the boys, the Earth Fae, and they're really good workers. They are very dedicated. It's like Snow White. We're basically Snow White, and the seven dwarves are taking care of us. We can't say that. And the seven boys are taking care of us. Remember how they always used to dig in the ground in the show, in the movie, Snow White? That's how they work. That's what they're showing me. And that's why they come through with these yellow pentacles. They're getting the gold. And I love that it's all working together. Okay, so we've got Archangel Sandalphon in Yetzira working with Biako and the boys, the Fae. Okay, that's good. Why do I always do four? Oh, Perp Freak says, hi ho, it's off to work we go. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, now it's got that song stuck in my head. I miss that. That was fun. I remember watching that all the time. They'd always put that on in aftercare when you're waiting to go home. You pretty much learned it by week. That's what I'm feeling, like bringing that back. You know? Like we don't have to be so stressed and stuff. We can go back to that fun, pure, it's a choice and we're choosing it. So we're kind of like Disney, but for the kids who went through real life at a young age, they still want Disney. We still want Disney, but we want our Disney with a bit of grit. Perp Freak says, I want to watch the new Snow White because people were mad that she wasn't white. I know, I haven't seen any because I don't have those channels. In South Africa, they don't give you like you have to buy a package, right? So we just get the normal satellite and they mix all the shows. So we don't have specific shows and movies. But I watched the interview with the lady you're talking about. And yeah, everyone was mad. They even did like these. Oh, aren't you glad you left that world and you came to Venus Land? It's like, I don't understand. If people don't like it, why don't they spend that time bigging up? Do people still say big up? Why don't they spend that time bigging up stuff they do like? I went on a comedian's page and she had so much hate. I started cussing out all the people hating her because I was like, I came here to laugh with this comedian. I don't want to see you swearing at her and stuff. It's so annoying. Perp Freak says the new Little Mermaid was the best. Yeah, I didn't watch that either. We didn't get that on Disney Plus. I think Disney Plus came after that came out, and then I didn't bother. Perfrey says, boo, Disney movies are adaptations of old fairy tales anyway. Disney updated them to his liking, so why not? Exactly, exactly. And last year, I looked up books in the public domain, and Alice in Wonderland is now in the public domain. So I started working on something with Alice in Wonderland and it turned into the music thing. But now I'm thinking, yeah, it's gonna have to obviously have something like that because it's Lewis Carroll. I love him. He's the first book I read or acted in acting class at age 6. So the fact that it's now public domain is like a sign. And then I reread it a couple of months ago. So yeah, all the best people are crazy. I think the world is crazy and all the best people are sane, but it's the AI. It always reminds me of it's like you have to be someone else but be yourself. It feels like. I don't know if that makes sense. When you hear the beginning part, when I talk about being a woman or the idea of being receiving or being putting us communicating, okay, if Jesus is communicating with us every day, every hour, every minute, you have to be a woman, a feminine aspect to see it, is what I'm trying to say. Meaning, that's where the isolation comes from. You can't be a forward, aggressive male principal and listen to messages from beyond at the same time. I think I finally said it right. Okay, so Pope Freak says, like the Cheshire Cat, yes. Uh, do you know what I found funny about that actually? I don't know if you saw the Whoopi Goldberg version of Alice in Wonderland where she's the Cheshire Cat, but I think the Cheshire Cat is actually the one who's right. Because she says something like, whether you don't know who you are and you don't know where you're going, something like that, but whatever you say, you're right. It's like that Henry Ford thing. Because it's right after Alice, I think, leaves the tortoise hair. What the tortoise and the caucus race. Now that part made me laugh. He called it a caucus race, like a caucus of people, and then like the caucus race. Lewis Carroll's insane. I think it was no, that was the Tim Burton was CGI. This one was the Hallmark Channel version from like ages ago. It had Whoopi Goldberg. It had I don't know who those people's names are, but all the Hallmark people. It's very old though, very old. And the little girl in there was also in something else. I think she was in Resident Evil. No, but she's in something. She's like those girls, in those like, come play with me. I know, like those creepy. But she was very good in this thing. I don't know why Resident Evil came up. That girl wasn't like, yeah, that was a different girl. Perfect says I haven't seen that. It sounds cool. It's on here because I rewatched it again. I watched it as a kid and then I rewatched it after I read the book. And then I watched the old black and white one, the silent one. And yeah, I didn't watch the new one again. Silent Hill, Silent Hill. I like Silent Hill. The movie. I haven't played the games, but definitely the movie. The movie was the most creative, supernatural expression, I think, because I didn't know what I was going to see next. And I didn't know what I was walking into, firstly. I just knew when I decide to watch a movie, it's based on the three signed, then the whole saw in the trailers coming up. So I can only do the like da 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 in cinemas 3 June. Then okay, that was Silent Hill for me. Perp Freak says the game was too scary for me, but I was a child when I tried it. I've never really played any games. Do you like games, Perp Freak, or do you just play them if they're available? Or if it's not, is it something you do, or is it something you do when you just bored? Like if would you rather watch a movie, in other words, or would you rather go out, or you would rather play games? Because I never played. I mean, I had a PlayStation, but I only had Formula One '97. So as you can see, I didn't really play. Perfrey says, I don't really have time anymore, but I did when I was a kid. I like watching movies. Yeah, I mean, I think I prefer movies because I don't do anything except just watch. And I think video games, I get Need for Speed is one that I got really into, but it wasn't mine. I was playing at a friend's house. That's like addictive. Tekken 4. I'm sure they're probably like Tekken 15 by now, but I just remember Tekken 4 was fun. Okay, I do like some video games. And Perp Freak, do you like horror movies or do you like Marvel and superheroes and oh, I feel like this is the after show, so technically. So Perp Freak says, I don't like Marvel for some reason. Well, before I had a studio, I might have commented on that. Now I have a studio, so I'm not gonna say a word. I'm just gonna say I like Perp Freak's way of thinking. Perfrey says I like horror movies for sure. Old cult classics. John Waters is my favorite director. Well, then you definitely love Serial Mom. If you're a fan of John Waters, then you love Serial Mom. Now, my mom, that's what she watched. That's what we grew up watching. Serial Mom, Brian De Palma, David Lynch, she was into all that. My mom made me watch Antichrist by Lars von Trier in the cinema when it came out. Half the cinema walked out. It was a premiere at the film festival. Half the cinema walked out. There were we stayed, we were in shock. The TV camera people were outside waiting to catch people who came out, but they were in shock. They couldn't talk to anyone. So Per Freak says, yes, I am her. Love David Lynch. Yep, that was my mom. The only thing is we had to sit on the couch with blankets to cover our eyes in the bad parts, but basically we saw everything. We didn't see it, but we knew. David Lynch's daughter, we even watched that one, Boxing Helena. That one was too much, but it was still fascinating. What's your favorite Lynch film? And I haven't seen them all, funnily enough, but there's one that is my favorite, obviously. I quote it everywhere. It's all over my Instagram. What's yours, Perp? You're gonna say Blue Velvet, I bet. I don't know why, I just feel like it. I hope you say my one, just for affinity's sake. Okay, and then we have to talk about Serial Mom. I love Serial Mom. Ooh-wee, coo-wee. I always do that. I forgot. Oh, Eraserhead. You like Eraserhead? I like, obviously, Don't Judge Me. Mulholland Drive. Eraserhead's nice. It's very, very. The thing I like about David Lynch is he makes his own music as well. I feel like I want to be friends with David Lynch. I watched like all his interviews, all his whatever. When I was in film school, I would literally be sitting there trying to copy him. And there's this one interview where he's like, yeah, it's easy to make a movie. You just need to make 72 or 75 points. So I literally would sit there with 75 points on a piece of paper, be like, okay, now what happens? Now what happened? Perfrey says, I want to live in Hollywood. I don't know. I love my country. Why do you want to live in Hollywood or my city? Because I feel like wherever you're born, you have, but then you can move if it's a soul thing. Why Hollywood, Perfrey? Is it the industry or just the people, like people who are creative? That's why I would want to live there, so I can be around creative people. Like if this office was in Hollywood, we would be filming by now. Perfect says I was born near them. Okay, so it does have a pull to your soul. I think then, yeah, definitely do it because I always think that you were born wherever you are gonna do the thing. I feel like our souls are so strong that it's impossible to be born in the wrong place. It's like it's a soul. If you can't get the GPS right, what are you doing? Perfect says, I love the culture and the vibes. I would definitely love to go meet the people and work with them, but I don't know if I could live. Just also because of the cultural differences. Perfect says, everyone is coexisting so beautifully there. Yeah, well, you're gonna, star marine them. You're gonna go meet what's his name? Matthew McConaughey. You two have to be star marines of Hollywood. Because you heard when Matthew McConaughey said he was praying for so many celebrities who are scared to say that they are Christians. So I think you're probably gonna be doing some star marining. You're gonna be star marining for who who needs star marining? Perfect says the weather is beautiful too. You're gonna star marine for who's that guy? I don't know. I don't watch TV, guys. I only watch Matlock now and movies. And by the way, can we talk about John Waters now? See, this is why I like Scorpios. They know the good shit. Um, John Waters and do you know Richard Linklater? I think those two are probably the best filmmakers because they do everything themselves. Richard Linklater did Before Sunset, Before Sunrise, After Midnight with Ethan Hawke and Julie Delpy. Those two, I think, and Richard also did The Box with Cameron Diaz, I think, where the guy comes and says if you press the button in the box, someone's gonna die. Yeah, he did. I think those two are very good, and you can see it in their work because John Waters, his movies have a certain look, like Wes Anderson. It's like made by one person, made from the mind of one person, like Lynch too. The other studio films we were talking about earlier, it looks like a commercial product. I can't watch those. I've only seen Iron Man. Oh, and I watched Thor 1 because of Richard Branagh directing, or Richard Branagh and Natalie Portman. Other than that, I love Gus Van Sant. Did you watch Elephant? That made me cry because I could relate and because it was a good story. I miss movies like that. We don't have those. Remember even, yeah, Perfect says he saw it too. Elephant, very good movie. Very, very sad. But that's the kind of thing we need to talk about. Raising Arizona is really good. I haven't seen that. Or I might have long ago, but not recently. At least not since teen. It's not ringing a bell. Who's in it? Okay, no, no, no. I haven't seen it. I would remember Joaquin. I love Joaquin. I sent an email to Joaquin. That's how much I love him. Um, it was when he did that movie, I Am Still Here. I actually wrote a song called I Am Still Here. And I wrote the song before he made the movie, and then I found out it was okay. Joaquin, River Phoenix, River Phoenix. Okay, no, I haven't. I haven't. I would remember River Phoenix unless it was before I knew who he was. Um, but yeah, apparently he had, the whole film gods thing. Yeah, River, I mean. But Joaquin is probably one of my favorites. Joaquin and Christian Bale and what's his name? The guy with the blue eyes, Dave. Perp Freak says he plays a gay man. I need to watch that then to reference. Raising Arizona. I need to watch that. Let me write it down. I like to look at these gay cinema and see how it's progressing. I watched the two gay movies that came out recently. The one with the Billy Eichner and one with Zachary Quinto. I preferred the one with Zachary Quinto, even though it was very bizarre. The one with Billy Eichner was, it didn't do the thing. It didn't do this for me. It didn't justify a gay movie. It felt like they were trying to make a straight movie with two men. And I needed more. But at the same time, it was a big studio movie, so they didn't have a choice. Yeah, Billy on the Street. Yeah. It's okay. I would recommend watching it just to see, but it's not like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. That's what I was expecting. I was expecting a movie where you can't tell the difference that it's gay people because it should just be funny and relatable to everyone. That's what I would rather do. Yeah, Perfect says weird. He seems like he would be better on the street. Yeah, well, everyone wants to make a movie. I mean, everyone on TV wants to make a movie. That's why I wanted to use the thing of movies as a metaphor. I would be happy with something like a weekly show, like a weekly 30-minute show in one place where I can go home at night and have kids and send them to school. I think I would prefer that if I had to, but now I don't think so because I just I don't have it in me to go stand on a set for that long, but unless it's my set, because then I know I'm acting what I want to act. So I think I don't have patience for other people's sets. And that's why he could have stayed on the street because he had his own freedom and his own show. Okay, so we've got Perfect says my life is the movie. Exactly, and you are the star. And now we need to make sure that we make your box office receipts reflect your star power. And that's the whole point. Because why would you come to Earth and not enjoy everything? Why would you wait for the afterlife? This is the afterlife. And this is the movie. Okay, so do you have any questions per freak you would like to be answered in the new headquarters? In the new Earth Core headquarters? Per freak says, Rich Lux has those receipts. Wait, what do you mean Rich Lux has those receipts? Rich Lux is the Wendy Williams, right, of the makeup community. I know, I don't know much about these things, guys. Please don't judge. But wait, Rich Lux is the Wendy Williams of makeup guy, right? The commentary specialist. Oh yes, you did in Starseed University. Was he talking about Astroworld? Was it that video? I know, guys. I'm a topic person. He talks about yes, 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 yes. I remember that. Um, I'm a topic person, so if you notice, even when I'm talking about my songs, I'll talk about the genre rather than the name. So if I do forget people, that's the reason. I'm an actor. I forget things once they're out my head. But yes, Rich. I'm seeing his face. I also had Kim Kardashian in there. I had it stuff that supports what that thing's talking about. Perfrey says he abate. He always say I have the receipts. I'm gonna have to start watching him. I used to watch a lot of, I think her name is Drama Investigator, an Australian lady. I used to watch her for research when they were doing the whole makeup thing with James Charles. And he ate some gummy bears or something, and then he made some lady sad, and they lost the makeup deal. Burberry says he wears, like, yes, clown makeup, white triangles under his eyes. I haven't watched him since the Astro World thing. Okay, I'm seeing him now. Yes, Rich Lux. Yes, didn't he was also involved in that James Charles thing somewhere somehow. That's when I saw a lot of them. Yes, Tati and Jeffree Star. Yes, I made something about that on the Late Flight Show. I commented on that. It was about Jeffree Star and how he is like a tritagonist. Yes. Perp Freak says Rich Lux, he covered all the drama. Yes, that's why. It's amazing how much stuff goes in your head and then it just stays there. If only our phones had the same amount of storage as our heads. If only. Oops. Okay, so I think I'm gonna charge this inside because this charge is not too good. So that's another thing on the list. Okay, so guys, this is the Afro-Deity Collective. You guys are involved now. We're in this together. I'm gonna go inside and charge this. I appreciate you guys coming so much, and please, yeah, keep going. We are going. I'll be back, I guess, and I'm gonna be on much longer, much more, and it might be a little boring. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I feel like I'm literally gonna be filming me doing it. So you're gonna see me talking to people and asking them to be in the thing. I don't know how it's done, but you're gonna see it anyway. You're gonna see it all. The true Scribble Hollywood story. So yes, don't forget, integrate, clarity, align. Integrate your code, clarify who you are, and then align to it, and no one will ever cast you in their movie. You will always be the star of your own. I'll see you next time. Perp Freak, I appreciate you. You're amazing. Have a good night. And welcome to the studio. Lights, camera, action. That's it.